We are here with Lesley women's soccer head coach Paul Vasconcelos and senior captains Carly Rubin, Sam Bessie, and Samantha Turnbull. First off, congratulations on a great season. Coach, are there any specific moments during the season that stand out as turning points for the team, confirming that you are on the right track to achieve your goals?
Our game against Tufts, I would say, was a turning point to get a win on the road against a team of that quality. Was a big turning point. It got our confidence up, and the girls started to believe in themselves a little more. Not that they hadn't prior to that, but we had some tough losses against MIT and Brandeis, but I would have to say that the Tufts game was definitely a turning point in letting everyone on the team know and the program know that we were a legit team this year.
Your senior class knows the championship stage very well. What does your team need to focus on and do as you approach the playoffs to succeed?
The other day we spoke about how at this point in the season, if you lose a game, it's your last game. There's no second takes, we don't get a second chance. You lose and we're done. So it's a very cold and abrupt ending to the season. No matter how much success you've had during the season, when it comes playoff time, it's very in the moment what you do that day. And soccer is unique in the sense that we could be the better team, not only on paper but also on the field, and still not get the result that we're looking for that day. I do think that our juniors and our seniors understand. They understand the urgency. They understand how serious this coaching staff has been in the last week or so, leading up to the semifinal match tomorrow night against Becker, who's obviously a really good team, or else they wouldn't be there. But the focus is always on that day. If we play well on that day, and we play with urgency, and we play tough, and our athletes, we put as a coaching staff, if we put our athletes in places to succeed, we feel confident.
Thank you. And then last question, Coach, can you talk about the importance of team leadership and how that has played a role in your team's overall success this year?
I'll be honest, so for years I wasn't much of a leadership guy. I just thought that talent would take care of everything. And in the last 2 years or so, I started to really buy into senior leadership, upperclassmen leadership. I think juniors have a voice in a program. Players look up to who's been there for 3 or 4 years. And if they see that those juniors and seniors believe in themselves, they too step up their game, and they want to be part of the reason why we're being successful. So up until recent history, I wasn't really big on it, but in the last 2 years or so, I've really bought into the whole leadership role. We have a great captain. These 3 captains have done a wonderful job this year. The rest of our senior class has been awesome. And our junior class has been just as great as the seniors. So it's a really, really big part of our success this year.
So we have a really unique team of girls. This year we have 30 girls, which is like the most ever in our program history. And having those 30 girls, we really get to back each other up and keep each other pumped up on the field. And whenever we have a substitution, the game never drops, and we get to easily put another person in there. And our bench wins our games, and what coach has been saying for all my 4 years here. So that has been a really crucial part in winning our big games against Tufts. So that was really great in having all those girls. One of our seniors last year said to us recently that we just need to play with passion, and I think that has been a core concept that all 30 girls have stuck with, and that has been key to our success this year.
Awesome. Thank you. Describe this next phase of your season and what your expectations are.
So our next phase starts with actually tomorrow night in the semifinal game. Our focus is on Becker, as they're a good team. We just played them last week. So hopefully if we come out with a win that game, we'll move into the conference championship. And like last year, I think our main expectation is just that girls play with the passion and the heart that we've been playing with all season, and that we asked everyone to work, because like Coach had mentioned, it's a very abrupt ending, and I think as seniors and juniors we have got to experience that feeling. and it is a very cold feeling at the end of it, and you don't really get to get that chance back. Just playing for each other and playing for a family. I think at the core of Lesley Soccer, we've always tried to focus on being a family, and there's nothing better than winning the championship game and looking at the 29 girls around you and sharing the excitement with each and every one of them. And I think that that's a very important message that we're trying to focus on, especially as we get into the end and with our ranking this year, possible NCAAs, and just would carry us through.
That's great. What advice would you give your teammates who are experiencing this experience for the first time?
Fortunately enough for me, I got to experience a championship my freshman year, and then last year wasn't so great of an experience. And what Coach has talked about before is that it's a very abrupt ending to your season. You kind of just walk off the field and you're like, okay, well now what's the next step we're going to do? And you realize you're kind of done for a bit. So I think for us, the main thing is to go out and, like the girls said, play with passion, play for every single person on your team. To be able to hold a cup at the end of this tournament is one of the best feelings in the world. My freshman year with the seniors, we had great leadership, and they were the ones that kind of drove us to that. And I think this year we have the same sort of leadership between the seniors and the juniors. And every single person on our team has been trying to like push each other harder, push each other to play the best that you can. And if you're on the bench or on the field, everyone's on the same page. And I think this year, just having everyone on the same page and playing with passion and continuing to push each other harder will lead us to this success this year.
Awesome.